Can you really make money from a personal brand? Well, this is what we're going to talk about today because there's a load of nonsense out there, and I thought I'd share with you the truth so that you can stop being baited by the nonsense that's out there on the internet. So, hi, welcome to my podcast. I'm Dean Seddon, CEO and founder of Maverick. We help you social sell, which includes content, personal branding, and outreach. All of that fun stuff that you need to do. So let me just break some myths, by the way, of the personal branding, social media influencer, content creation world. 54% of full-time content creators who've built these personal brands struggle with content distribution. 54%. 60% of part-time content creators struggle with it. Right? Scary amount, 47%. Nearly half of all full-time creators worry about making money. Right? The average content creator is only making $50,000 a year. So that's, to some people, that's a lot of money, but in the scheme of the world, it's not a lot of money. And your business, I think it was something like 70, 80% of people said in the content creation world that they're too reliant on platforms and their business is at risk because of it. And think about it, right? Think about it. If you've built a platform, you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you're on any social media channel, and you've built up this space where you occupy, this place of influence where you get loads of likes and comments and engagement and visibility, and you've built this space, but you've built it on a platform you cannot control. Your whole business is at the mercy of one change, one small algorithm change, and you are toast. You are over. So I want to talk about personal branding in a different sense, because what we see of personal branding and what it is, I think, are different. What we see is hip young people doing poses and selfies and telling you about their amazing world and going viral and all this stuff that TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all of these creators create the perception that that's what a personal brand is. And they create the perception that a personal brand is just telling people about your life. If you look at some of the big LinkedIn influencers, very rarely do they get deep into topics. Very rarely do they break down real substantive issues. Most of the time they go, in 2020, I was this, and in 2022, I'm that, and in 2023, I get to six figures. Why are they doing that? They are leveraging their personality as part of their personal brand, yes, but actually their personal brand is more about them than their topic. And for the vast majority of people listening to me, you do not want to do that. You do not want to build a personal brand that is just about you. You want to be known for something. If you want to make serious money from a personal brand, it has to help you build a business. And by that, I mean your business solves problems. Your business provides services. You want to be known as the best person to solve that problem in your space. That means you do not need to go viral. You do not need to take selfies like you've come off a catwalk. You do not need to tell people the ins and outs of your life. And you do not keep needing to regurgitate how this is where you were in 2014 and look where you are now, or bragging about your six-figure business or seven figures or a million figures or whatever the number is these days. That form of personal branding, I call it personal baiting, because what it's doing is saying, look how amazing I am. Look how wonderful my world is. You should be like me. And of course, what they're selling is the recipe to be like them. Think about it. Most of the people are selling, you can be like me. You can be like me. Buy my course. Get my coaching. Be like me. The reality is, you and I aren't selling that. You and I aren't selling how you can become a success like me, or I can become a success like you. We're selling our knowledge and expertise at helping people solve real business problems. And so if I tried to go on LinkedIn, let's say I lose a bit of weight, get the six pack, and then walk around posing with, the sunglasses coming off my face. You know what I mean? You know the scene I mean? And go, this is how I built my business. Would people in the financial services sector think I'm serious? Would the people in the manufacturing businesses think I'm serious? Would the people in the tech sector think I'm serious? No, they wouldn't, because they would go, it's all style, where's the substance? They want confidence that you can help them solve the problem. If you're leveraging the cult of personality in your personal brand, and I mean cult of personality, I want to be like Dean. If you're trying to create fans like that, who love you just because they love you, it sounds great, but you have to monetize that personal brand in a different way. It's not the normal way you make a personal brand. It's not a real business personal brand. The real business personal brand is when you walk into a room, people respect your opinion on the topics that matter. People respect your opinion about the challenges people face. People respect your opinion because you've had experience in solving complex issues for paying clients. Now, of course, you can put your own personal spiciness into it. You can put your own personal style into it. But fundamentally, you're building a personal brand off the back of your expertise, off the back of your experience, off the back of your track record, not off the back of pretty selfies and telling people your journey so you get a lot of emotively supportive points. A personal brand should keep you remembered for the most important reasons. You want to be the personal brand. You want to build a personal brand that says you are the right choice. You are the person I have the most confidence in to solve the problem or to get me to the goal that I want. Most personal brands that we see are actually Ponzi schemes. They're actually Ponzi schemes. What they're doing is selling a lifestyle that they are successful and they're living a great life, and every week they're on holiday and they're wearing the amazing outfits and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not going scam here. I'm talking about 90% of the people you see, they're selling a lifestyle. They're selling a dream. Nothing wrong with selling that. But if you look at their business model is, I pose like this so other people want this and they pay me money for me to help them get there. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's, I buy from you because you're ultra successful and I want to be that. I want to be you, so I will buy from you to be you. And then guess what? They start up. And I see this on Instagram a lot, by the way. I see people who help people grow on Instagram. And what happens is they show their ultra successful life and how much money they've made. Other people go, I want to do that. So they buy into the coaching and the training to be able to basically help people grow on Instagram. And then they do the same and they do the same and they do the same. It's nuts. It's nuts. Now, I'm not talking about that nonsense. I'm talking about real personal branding is being known for something very specific, where your expertise, your personality collide, integrate, and you become an expert, a true expert that gives people confidence that you can help them achieve a goal. Very often, I don't help people become big LinkedIn celebrities. I help people build their business on LinkedIn. I help them sell. I give them the selling skills. I give them the confidence. I give them the tactics. I give them the strategies to sell what they're already selling. I'm not trying to convince people to, hey, you can become full-time making money on LinkedIn selling LinkedIn training. No, I'm telling people you've got a product, you've got services, go and sell them yourself. Go and sell them, and here's the skills and the tactics to do it. And I'm building a reputation, I'm building a personal brand as the person who can help people solve their social selling challenges and help them hit their social selling goals. That's my goal. That's my objective. That's what I want to do. And you want to do that as well. You don't want to go down that whole personal stuff where people love who you are but have no clue what you do. They believe in you, but they don't believe in your expertise because they've never seen it. You want people to believe in you because you know what you're talking about. And that's what your personal brand is about. So how does a personal brand make you money? Well, first of all, the fact that you are known, if you are well known in your target market, right? That can be through networking, that can be through LinkedIn, it can be through social media, it can be through email, it can be through whatever medium you want, PR. If you are known by your target audience, and that is not a one-hit wonder, let's go viral once, it's about consistently showing up and being present and visible for the right reasons, you will be more well known, which will reduce people's resistance to your message, to the way you work, and you will be instantly more credible just because you have been consistently showing up. It should not be the case that just showing up consistently should increase trust, but it does. Equally, if you show up consistently, people will have more trust in what you're selling. More trust in what you're selling. So when it comes to your price point and your pricing, because you've got a personal brand, because you've built that trust, because you are more visible, people will be more open and expectant to pay more. It's just a simple fact. It's a scary fact, but it is true. If you are consistently visible for the right reasons, you will be perceived as more expensive. And as we know, expensive things, people expect value. They expect it to be good quality because it's expensive. So you having that personal brand allows you, number one, to charge more. People expect it. It builds the trust. It really does build the trust. If people have seen you multiple times, and it doesn't matter whether this is 200 people or 200,000 people, right? The principles still apply. We still have to influence one person. And this is, I think, what gets lost in the whole personal branding. It becomes about as many eyeballs as possible. And we think that that's the case. It's about as many eyeballs as possible. Now, sure, it's great if you are reaching 200,000 people. That's fantastic. But you need to reach 200,000 people consistently. 200,000 people consistently. In other words, you still have to convince each individual person of your personal brand. Each individual person needs to be convinced. It's 200,000 individuals. So the principles of personal branding work whether you've got 200,000 or 200. And you've got to just be consistently sharing value, speaking to the needs of your audience in whatever format that looks like. That's webinars, that's social media posts, that's networking, that's speaking at events, that's podcasts, that's blogging, that's YouTube videos, that's Instagram Reels. Does not matter. It's the same principle. Multiple exposures, as people see you often, regular, you've got a consistent message, a consistent style, and your personality and your expertise are fully integrated. Because that's when you really unlock the power of your personal brand, when people can see you know what you're talking about and there's a personality with it. Often what we experience, and you see this a lot in the academic professions, you see people with great expertise, but their personality, and they can't leverage the personal brand piece. So when they come into the private sector, they struggle because even though they're the most smartest people in the room, People don't believe that they can achieve the transformation. They appreciate they're very knowledgeable and very experienced and got lots of information and probably the most qualified. But the practical experience, getting to know the person, really matters. Those two things together. I often say to people, a personal brand is a great way to filter. And people didn't get this at first. It's a filter. Your personal brand is a filter. It filters people out who are not the right people because you're focused around key topics and key things that you deliver for clients. It's focused around your expertise and the services you offer. Second part of it is it's your personality. And when those two collide, it opts people in and it filters people out. In other words, people who don't need your help, don't need your service are filtered out. And the people who don't like your style, don't like your personality are also filtered out. Because whilst we might not want people to be filtered out, we know if people don't connect with us, we lose, there's no engagement. If people don't connect with us, they won't buy from us anyway. If they don't like the way we do things and our style, are we going to adapt and morph to them? Is that what we're going to do? No. We design a service. The service works around what we're offering and people opt into that. We don't custom tweak our offer. We can't scale if we custom and tweak our offerings just to meet every different customer, and every different customer's got a different way of working. Has to be your way or the highway. And a personal brand allows you to say that this is my way or the highway. And that might sound ruthless, but that's the benefits of having a personal brand. When you are clear and people trust the expert, they buy into you and your way. So how does a personal brand make you more money? Number one, being consistently visible with the right people for the right reasons will increase the trust, which means you'll convert more. Being consistent with the right people and the right message will help you elevate your pricing. Number three, being visible and consistent with the right people for the right reasons will help you filter out the clients who will cost you more money in the long run and allow you to take the best clients, the people who will give you the most profit, and you get the most fulfillment from doing their work. So why should you build a personal brand? Because it will make you more money. But don't go down that weird selfie game where effectively you're just trying to get people to say, hey, I'm famous, work with me. No, you want to be famous for the right reasons. You want to be known for the right things. And that kind of personal brand will make you serious money.